The Telegraph Activity Project CPS kit consists of the following items: a pair of telegraph activity projects, sandpaper, a set of 20-foot coils of magnetic wire, a set of nylon spacers, a pair of C-Tech screwdrivers, a set of batteries, a 2-pair known good cable, a set of 15-foot length 2-pair cable, a pair of crimp tools, and a set of RJ11 plugs, a pair of RJ11 LED testers. Let's start by looking at the crimp tool. Disengage the safety to release the handles. This is the cable stripping portion. This is the RJ11 crimping portion. This is the cutting blade. Make sure to keep all fingers clear from these areas. To terminate 2-pair cable, start with the 15-foot section and 2 RJ11 plugs. Insert the cable into the stripping portion of the tool. Squeeze and remove the cable insulation. Insert the exposed wires into the RJ11 plug in the order of black, red, green, and yellow. Insert the assembled cable into the crimper portion of the tool. Squeeze to crimp and push the tab on the RJ11 to release it from the crimper. The first step in assembling the tap is to wind the coil. Start by inserting the machine bolt through a washer. Next, slide the nylon brushing over the bolt. Place another washer on the bolt, then secure it with a hex nut. Tightly wrap the 20 feet of magnetic wire around the nylon bushing. Make sure to leave about 2 inches of wire on both ends of the coil. Now, remove the hex nut, washers, and machine bolt. Use the C-Tech screwdriver to push the nylon bushing out from inside the coil, carefully making sure the coil stays tightly wound. To attach the coil to the circuit board, insert the machine screw through the bottom of the board. Do not put a washer on at this point. Place the coil over the exposed bolt and now use a washer and hex nut to complete the assembly. Strip the red insulation on the ends of the coiled wire using sandpaper. Screw 2 pinhead screws onto the standoffs labeled P7 and P8 and tighten the 2 wires to the standoffs. Insert the two 1 1/4 inch panhead screws into the contact plate. Slide the 1 inch aluminum spacers over the screws. Carefully insert it into the top of the circuit board. Flip the tap over and install the washers and nuts. Now, install the remaining 10 panhead screws into the standoffs. With the screws installed, the assembly is called a terminal lug. Bolt the key knob to the key plate using the 1/4 inch machine screw. Now, assemble the key contact point using the 3/4 inch bolt, 1/2 inch spacer, a washer, and a nut. Attach the key plate the same way we've attached the contact plate. Using the supplied washers and bolts, secure it to the circuit board. Now, attach the 4 rubber feet to the bottom of the tap. Make sure they are secured far enough apart to prevent it from wobbling. Using the C-Tech screwdriver, connect the red jumper leads to the terminal lugs. Start with P8 and connect it to P4. Now connect P3 to P1. and P2 to P7. Finally, install a 9-volt battery. The tap is assembled, and the contact plate should move when the key knob is tapped. To configure your tap for input and output, connect terminal lugs P2 to P9, P3 to P11, and P4 to P12. Test the input-output on the tap by inserting the RJ11 LED tester. Connect the input-outputs on the two taps with a 2-pair terminated patch cord. We should now be able to communicate between the two taps.